we continue the Mercy Mindset series, I have the pleasure and honor of introducing Dr. Gregory Guffanti, who will be interviewed by our students Mason and Kayla about his time here at Waldron and how he continued Mercy forward. Gregory was an example of the perfect WMA role model of Mercy in middle school when I actually taught him. His personality was infectious. He was kind to everyone. The other students were drawn to him as he was truly an example of mercy to all.
Good morning, Dr. Guffanti. My name is Kayla, and I'm an 8th grader attending Waldron right now. Mason, if you'd like to go.
Yeah, I'm also in 8th grade.
We have a few questions for you, and I'm going to start with what dates did you attend Waldron, and what grade did you start?
I started in Montessori when I was 3 years old, and I graduated in 97. So there's 11 years. So I guess I went from 86 to 1997. And it's nice to meet you both, by the way. You can call me Craig. You don't have to call me Dr.
Okay.
Craig.
I also went to Montessori. So that's pretty
Yeah.
Seeing someone else went to Montessori. So what's your current profession?
I'm a physician, a family doctor, and so that means I work in a clinic. So if you see your primary care doctor, that's the type of physician I am. And so I see kids and adults, women and children, everyone.
What high school and college did you attend?
I went to St. Joe's Prep, which is in Philadelphia. A lot of people from Waldron go. I don't know, maybe if you guys can tell me if kids are still going there. And then I went to Brown University up in Rhode Island. But you guys have any plans for next year? Any high school plans?
I'm going to Kappa and
I'm going to Harvard, the boys' school.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So what sports did you play here?
I played soccer there, and I ran track. Soccer was pretty new when I started, but it was fun. I don't recall our team being like super competitive. We may have scored like a handful of goals the whole season, but it was still a lot of fun.
So is there a particular teacher or coach who inspired you or influenced you? If so, in what way?
Yeah, I mean, I actually remember Miss Augustine, my Montessori teacher. I don't know who's your Montessori teacher?
I had Miss Augustine.
Yeah, okay. I was a long time ago, but I certainly remember her, like her warmth and just like a nice classroom. Another like teacher that I recall very fondly is Miss Flanagan. She was the 8th grade teacher.
She's still here.
That's wonderful. It's such longevity of it. And then I think I saw Miss Gannon's name on the is Miss Gannon there?
Yes. The vice principal now.
She taught language arts when I was there. I think actually she was even Miss Kelly at some point, and then transitioned to Miss Gannon. She must have gotten married. I don't know if I pieced that together, but when at the time. But I remember her as well. And Mr. Doherty, I remember playing like football outside at recess. I don't know if he's still there. But.
When you think about outreach and service at Waldron, what is one of your favorite memories?
I busted out my old yearbook to try to like jog my memory about some of these things, and I don't know if I have a specific like service memory. Maybe you guys can help me jog my memory. Is there any specific activities you guys do around any holidays or big projects?
We do hope lunches. It used to be every Wednesday, but I think it's Thursdays now, every other Thursday. And then they do special lunch. They do special like dinners during Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mason, do you have any? Because I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Yeah, we also do a Thanksgiving food drive where we bring turkeys and cranberries and stuffing and gravy.
That's wonderful. I remember doing some of those drives, and the Hope Lunch sounds familiar. Tell me more about that. Where do lunches go after you make them?
They take those lunches to the homeless.
That's wonderful. I'm sorry I don't have like a very specific memory of that. I certainly remember the concepts of being charitable and being members of the community and supportive of other people. And but I don't actually have a very, very strong specific memory of any of those events.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
How did the mercy values instilled in you at Waldron affect the person you are today?
Well, so I saw that as a question, and I was trying to figure out how the best way to answer that. I mean, I think a lot of this is stuff that's kind of nurtured over time, fostered over years and many multiple interactions. It's hardly one like specific thing, and the just like the ideas of being bringing grace to the activities that you do, being generous to your fellow human beings. Those actually serve me super well in my day-to-day activities. It's often not a like big magnanimous gesture or doing like, I don't like, maybe once like saved someone's life, but it's very rare. I don't really do like too many heroic things. And it's more about being present. As a physician, I help people when they're not feeling so good, and so that's like it's a nice opportunity to be present and being generous with your words and being able to listen closely and provide comfort with one's presence. And those sorts of small gestures are things that I certainly learned at an early age at Waldron, and I think helped me be a good doctor. And certain patients appreciate that. A lot of times people say like, we don't. I forget who said this quote, but there's a quote that says, people won't remember like what you said or what you did, but they will remember how they made you feel. And that certainly holds true. I remember people at Waldron make me feel just cared for and respected and appreciated. And bringing that to one's work, whatever one does, is that's super nice. And I feel like I could bring that, and that helps with the healing relationships that I try to generate.
Okay. From reading about you, it seems as though you have been very active in the area of volunteering in the community. How does this align with the mercy values installed in you at WMA?
It's super important to be a like member of your community, just whether it's like saying hi to your neighbors or helping out or lending a hand, and that being kind to one's fellow human beings it's fairly innate. I think most people want to be like pleasant with each other and supportive of each other, and being able to allow people to demonstrate their opportunities. That's also nice. Being willing to accept help is important. And we do try to do some things as a family. I've got 2 young boys, and we're trying to foster in them an idea of mercy, of community, of service, and doing that we don't have as much time as a family, but we do various acts and we contribute in other ways financially. The times at Waldron, they've helped me think about ways to like the different ways people can contribute to a community. It's nice. I was looking back again at my yearbook about like all the different like activities and what like people were they had like these predictions about what people will be in the future. And so it just gives a breadth of, shows the breadth of the different types of people that are around and different ways that they can help.
All right. Do you see yourself continuing to becoming engaged in opportunities that work to spread mercy? If so, in what way?
Yeah, well, yes. One of the things that sometimes it's often like a practical issue. There's obviously this pandemic, and one of the big the big endeavors that our clinic is trying to do now is do more vaccinations for COVID-19. And so, for instance, I'm not only working there at work, but I volunteer my time after hours. And our clinic is trying to help people who are we call them underserved, people who have lower incomes or are homeless, or that have significant mental health or drug and alcohol problems. And so sometimes an individual in that situation might have more difficulty accessing healthcare, or they have other things going on in their life. And so being able to provide them healthcare, and in this specific case, trying to make sure that they can get the vaccine, that's a big challenge for us. And so it's nice to reflect on the the duty that we have to help these people. And so it's bringing the mentality of this is like good work to the after hours to help keep you going. And that's nice. I mean, one can relish. I certainly appreciate being with my coworkers and being able to like witness people get immunization. Some people are super happy, and so there's a lot of reward that comes from that. But yes, there's ways that I do it in kind of bring mercy into my life that way. But one of the most recent examples is this COVID vaccine stuff.
Okay. Can you tell us about the reading program you volunteer at?
The Reach Out and Read program. That is yes. So that is a national organization, and the idea is to help promote early literacy in younger families, especially families who may not like have reading as much of a focus or priority. Sometimes that is the same with the patients that our clinic serves, that they have other mental health, drug alcohol, the other issues, and so being able to help foster a warm environment for a family and centered around books that's like the kind of mission and goal of Reach Out and Read, to promote early literacy. And so that's what the program is. It's delivered through clinics. So during a like checkup for a kid that is in the age range, which for us is under 6, that's the national like recommendation. For those kids in those ages, we during their visit, we like give them a book, give the kid a book, even if they're like 6 months old and they're just kind of like barely holding on to it, and then talk to them about and then their families about like how do they incorporate reading into their routine, and give them a little bit of like advice or even modeling, showing them kind of like, hey, at this age it's really great to kind of point out the pictures and have them like maybe even tell you the colors or something along those lines. And so that's what the program is, and I spend my time helping make sure that this intervention, the Reach Out and Read books, as well as the advice, is being kind of delivered throughout our clinics.
What advice would you give to current students at WMA?
I think that you guys have a good opportunity to, you have a great educational background, have a good opportunity to do some interesting things. And I would recommend just like trying different things out in your life, so to speak, whether that's, trying different classes or a different major in college. Some people say, I do have some colleagues who are like, I knew I wanted to be a doctor from an early age, but I think I certainly kind of meandered about and tried on different like hats, career hats, and so trying different things in one's life. That's probably the best way. It's hard to find one's passion without like opening a few doors.
All right. Well, that's all the questions we have, and it's pretty amazing to listen to you talk about Mrs. Augustine, who taught me and is still here, and Miss Flanagan. I do have to ask you, was Mrs. Greeny there when?
Mrs. Greeny? I don't. I'm not sure. I don't recall the name, but maybe.
What about Mrs. Polish?
Mrs. Polish? Math teacher?
She's here. Yes, she's
still here.
Mm-hmm.
And math. Right now. All right. Well, that's kind of amazing to listen to you talk about these teachers you know so well. And anytime you want to come back, you can. You're always welcome here. Thank you for answering our questions to us.
Well, thank you guys for talking to me and answering my questions too.